Alright, let's get serious once again. We're celebrating the 8th anniversary of RCA, shooting out your questions, I'll be answering them, and if you're enjoying it, don't forget to like the event. The next question: how can I automate my thinking system? Well, in order to automate it, you need to spend some time for the due training, because if you just go playing games right from the beginning, it's hard to automate it because you can focus on it. So the first, you just take it slowly. You may review the games played by other players, and while reviewing them, you just try to apply your own system of thinking and find the moves yourself. Or apply the system of thinking for your past games to find out how could you improve, which moves should have you played. And if you do that for some time, slowly, then you'll be able to just grasp this new system of thinking. And then in your following games, you will be able to start playing it without thinking. And that's how Grandmasters can play even bullet games still at the quite high level. It's because they have automated this system of thinking. But the question is very good, because that just shows that you understand what you gotta do. Because that's really what you gotta do to automate your system of thinking, one of the most critical things in your training. Okay, the next question comes: Igor, how much time to study chess? Well, of course it depends on your goals and on your availability. If you can spend at least an hour daily, that's already pretty good. By the way, in general, I can tell you that if you're studying chess, that already makes you a very special person. So let me also congratulate you for this fact. Because, you see, these days in the modern world, we're speeding up and people don't have time to think. On YouTube, people watch 1-minute videos only, not more than that, and we're sending this Twitter-style messages of one sentence only, so people don't have time to think and they're not willing to think. And that is a very bad thing, because we're human beings because we have this good brain given to us by the god or by evolution or whatever you believe in. So we gotta use it, and if you play chess, then you keep using your brain, and that's a very good thing, and that makes you very special, because nowadays this is a rare quality. The next thing, thank you so much. Thanks for your appreciation. The next question: are you planning to make a course to learn to play the Slav defense? Well, I wasn't planning particularly this course, but if you wish, certainly I'll consider it. Yeah, I'll take note of this. Then the next question: do I have to finish my book's cover to... I seem to be bouncing around a lot. Well, I didn't fully get the question, but as far as I could understand it, yeah, I think that it's better to stick with something, so not to let yourself drift around, because one of the problems nowadays for chess players is that they're overloaded with information. When you start learning chess and you Google something, like how to study chess, and you'll be bombarded with thousands of different videos, tips and stuff like that. And if you try to comprehend all that, man, that's unrealistic. So I think if you're a captain of the ship and the darkness of the night, if there is the lighthouse somewhere in front of you, that'll be helpful for you. But if there are 100 lighthouses, they'll only confuse you and you will not know where to go. So it is better to stick with some training methods. I'm not saying that you should be sticking with me. I mean, it's also, I think, good if you study from different sources. But in any case, don't let yourself drift around too much. The next question: your contact number, please. A little bit a sudden question, but you're welcome to contact me through the website, chess-teacher.com. There you can see all the contacts, and I'm looking at all the comments there, all the questions. The next question from Can: Igor, can you give me chess drill tips? I'm a 1300 rated player only. Well, for this rating level, first of all, it's not so much critical to study chess drills. You may do this from time to time, of course, why not? But just don't really focus on them. So the best tip I can give you is not waste your time on them. Alright. Quickly, let me remind you that we're celebrating the 8th anniversary of RCA. I'm Grandmaster Igor Smirnov, answering the questions and desperately trying to answer them all. They keep coming, and I keep trying to answer them. So maybe just we'll stay for some 10 more minutes, and after that we'll have to finish, because I realize that you also are busy guys. so it will not take too much of your time. The next question comes: are there such a thing as patterns to learn to get better at recognizing threats? Help you calculate, avoid blunders. What are they, if they exist? Well, there are typical tactical patterns, that's true, and while solving tactical puzzles or while analyzing good attacking games, you come to know those typical patterns. But it's not that, there are just some set of positions that you can memorize and then everything will go easy for you. It's not like that. So this pattern recognition just comes with practice, but it's not that you can really somehow in a very straightforward manner learn it and go and apply it. The next question: shall we WhatsApp you if you allow? Well, better to contact me through the website or send me messages on Facebook or just shoot out your questions right here. That's why I'm doing this event, right? To answering your questions. And the next question comes: how can I improve my performance? First of all, it is very nice to see a beautiful female. More of the males play chess, but it's always nice to see some beautiful female chess player. So thank you for coming. And in general, to improve your performance, well, that's a very general question, but I would just again recommend that you check my free course, Chess Training Plan for Rapid Improvement, and there you'll see the clear guidelines on what kind of training you should accomplish to improve. The first thing is what we already talked about a little bit within the previous questions, is just do not spend too much time on learning openings. Next thing, do not spend time on making tactical drills. And the next thing, do not play too many blitz games in the internet because they do not help you improve. So it's alright to play for fun, but not to improve. And what you should be doing is just to improve your chess understanding. And how to do, you can check out the free course or my paid courses if you can afford them. But in any case, at least you may start from the free course and then see how it goes. The next question comes from Ivan. My matches rarely go in the endgame, though I think that it's the part of the game which suits me most. What should I do or learn to achieve more endgames? Well, if you have the good understanding of the chess game, of the chess endgames, that is very good. Congratulations on that. Most of the players are lacking this understanding. So if you're one of the very rare examples of those who can play them well, great for you. Next thing, how to turn the game into endgame? Well, you just need to play different openings. Those that are calmer and those that allow you to trade off some material. So change your opening repertoire. Avoid very sharp tactical openings because there indeed the game is usually decided in the middle game. The next question comes: will you ever do something on the opening for f4? The first move f4. Well, it's a little bit of an unusual opening, even though some players play it, and oftentimes it leads to a reverse Dutch, like if white plays d4 and black replies with f5. So it could be the same with the reversed color if you start with f4 as white. But in general, I would not recommend that you play it. It's a bit of risky opening. The next question: hi Igor, thanks for answering questions. Oh, thank you very much. If you like it, don't forget to hit like button. That'll help us keep going. What do you think about the Steiner variation of the Marshall? Is it unsound? I like to play it. Well, those little bit of risky lines, they are fine to play when you hope to surprise your opponent, and if it's in a blitz game, also it's fine to play it, because even if you end up in a bad position, still, at least you'll force your opponent to think and maybe he'll lose some time at the end. So for blitz games, or if your opponents are not very much experienced, if you hope to surprise them, that's fine to play. But for serious tournaments, try to play more solid lines. The next question: how does one study master games? How's this done? Oh, well, again, this question already answered in my courses, so I would rather refer there, because I can't explain everything in details within this short chat. The next question: hi Igor, talk about the king gambit, how to play with the black. The easiest way to play against king's gambit, which is e4, e5, f4, this consequence of moves, the easiest way for black is to play d5. That enables your quick development. You can play right away or on one of the following moves. And in that case, you will ensure that you develop quickly and you do not give some crushing attack to your opponent. The next question. What's the best way to face the English opening with black? Well, if white plays c4 on the first move, there are many ways that you can play actually. You can play e5, then you're like kind of playing Sicilian defense with the reversed color. Generally English opening is not very dangerous, it's a more positional, very calm opening, so you can play almost whatever, it's not going to be very dangerous for you. Alright guys, we are approaching to the finish, so maybe just 5 more minutes. If you still have some questions, shoot them out. Don't forget to hit like button if you're enjoying the event. Also welcome to those who has just joined us. You still have a few more minutes to shoot your questions, so do not hesitate to do so. We're celebrating the 8th anniversary of the Remote Chess Academy, and I'm Grandmaster Igor Smirnov at your service. And the one thing, just once again, that I wish to tell you is that take a moment today to realize all of your chess accomplishments. Because when you just start playing chess, everything seems to be a little bit scary, very, very difficult. But just realize now, I mean, how much have you learned and how many of the victories you obtained. I receive a lot of feedback from you, and some of this feedback just really surprises me. You know, when I was a kid, I had been considered to be a chess prodigy. But when you guys write me about your results, like you are crushing those opponents that are so much higher rating than you, and all those winning series without any losses, I mean, I get amazed. I never got the results like that myself. Okay, the next question comes from Alessandro. How can I use psychology the best way to face my opponents effectively? Aha, very profound question. So you wish to dominate psychologically. There is my course How to Be Title Players, and there I've elaborated a lot on the subject, how to confuse your opponent. Because that's the main thing. You know, chess is a model of the war, so the main task for you is to confuse your opponent. And how can you do this? Well, in general, the right strategy is think how you can create troubles for your opponent from the beginning. Drive him out of the opening book so that your opponent does not know how to play. Then keep attacking him. And just if we talk about your own psychology, it's better to stay calm, but it's a different subject, so I will not dive deeply into it. There is my book Champion Psychology, whole book about it. The next question. I'm 10 years old and I'm in India, my rating is 1300. How shall I improve my game and increase my rating? Oh, first of all, it's very nice that you're following this event, even you're only 10 years old. And you're already started with chess, that is nice. And how to improve? Well, once again, you may start from watching my free course, Chess Training Plan for Rapid Improvement. There you'll get some guide. The next question, you play with Magnus Carlsen. No, never played against him. I played against some other strong players, like against Ponomarev once I played, who was the world champion. Against Caruana and Nakamura I played Blitz in the internet, even won some games, but of course they won many more, so they're really strong. Yeah, but these days we're lucky enough for the internet we can play against even very famous players. The next question, how can a 9-year-old train calculations in lone standard game? Alright, I suppose you're asking for your kid and you wish to help him or her. Well, for a 9-year-old it is most important to avoid blunders, actually, because calculation is a difficult thing, but I mean on this level most often the game is decided because of the blunder. And there are my free lessons about that on YouTube you can find, how to prevent blunders. There I give a lot of tips about that. And the next question, is it necessary to counsel in every match? Yes, it is. That's the short answer. Alright guys, we're celebrating the anniversary of RC, the 8th anniversary, and all your victories that you achieved along the way. I'm answering your question, Igor Smirnov at your service. It was a quick recap. Hopefully I didn't bother you too much with those recaps. It's for those who have just joined our nice event. The next question. All teachers said, put your effort... Oops, the question dropped away. put your effort to learn the final, but for a club player I always think about opening middle game because sometimes you can get to the final. Well, you're absolutely correct. At the beginning, of course, you need to learn the opening and the middle game. In general, like the right way of thinking and playing chess. Because just as you said, not always you will survive till an end game. The next question, what chess software do you use to help with your chess studies? Well, I use different ones. I use ChessBase for viewing chess games, and I use those Houdini, Ripka chess engines, but I can tell you that actually in the modern days, I mean, all the software is so great that you can use whatever you wish. The next question. Hello, I'm 1700 rating and I play only London system with white and French defense with black. I was 1600 1 year ago, but now I can't evolve. Do you think I should change openings? Yeah, you should be changing. I said a little bit earlier in this discussion that if you play the same openings all the time, you'll limit your chess development, because you have to have new experience, and you have to have the experience of playing different types of positions, not only a single one. So yeah, you gotta change your openings, and even more importantly, just try learning the right principles of playing chess. They're presented in my courses. The next question, how can I be a better tactician? I feel I'm better at strategy, but my main weakness is tactics. Well, here, of course, the most obvious advice would be to just solve more tactical drills. This is what everybody would tell you, if you would ask that question. But I think that really the tactical vision comes even not from chess drills, but from the right way of thinking. When you start being more attacking players, when you just grasp that right way of thinking, but when you start thinking about the move, you divide the board into half, of course visually in your head, and you focus on opponent's half of the board, and you ask yourself which forcing moves can you play there. If you really automate this way of thinking, tactics will come naturally. It's not that you will even have to think about it specifically. Alright, the next question. I play Blitz with Nakamura in the internet. Oh, cool. I have good position, but I lose in time on move 27. Yeah, well, Nakamura is a tricky guy. Yeah, I played against him also. He follows that attacking way of playing, trying to make you think, so that you either lose on position or on time. And that's actually the style that I recommend for you to adopt for yourself. But yeah, anyway, it's good that you had a good position against him. He's one of the best players in the world, so if you could even maintain at least a good position against him, that's already a very good result. The next comment comes from Eric. Oh, congrats on 8 years. I wish you many more. Oh, thank you very much. Just to remind everybody, we're celebrating 8th anniversary of Remote Chess Academy. Surprising even for me that we have stayed together for such a long time. So thank you for that. Thanks for all your support. I think it's a great thing because over these years I've received so many good feedback from you guys about the good results that you achieved that it makes me absolutely thrilled. And I really wish to continue because I see that many of you get such wonderful results that surprise me, even though I'm a chess coach and I'm supposed to just say that, all the successes of my students are absolutely natural and was very much predictable, but frankly, they surprise me. So I wish you guys many more successes as well. Okay, the next question. I often analyze my games and find that I win the opening phase, but I ultimately lose in the middle game. How do you formulate a good middle game plan when it feels like you're stuck? A very good question, because it's a very typical situation actually. In the opening you can just learn how to play it, you can watch some videos, some tutorials, and learn the typical moves, the right setup. But when your opening knowledge is finished, then you have to come up with the middle game plan, and that's a little bit of a different story. Well, what can I tell you? There is my complete course, Winning the Middle Game, or Your Winning Plan. There I'm talking about the typical plans for the middle game. You may check out those courses, or if not, just stuck with the general principles of chess. Alright guys, just in a minute we will finalize the event, so I'm thinking whether to... how much questions can I answer? Well, just maybe a few more and we will finalize. The next question. My performance has been stable over 2000 for 2 years. Chess is my hobby, but I want to improve it, and I have not coached. Sometimes I solve chess problem. Alright. Well, yeah, I see that he was in haste typing the comments just as much as I am answering them. I see that you stuck with 2000 rating for 2 years, and although the numbers are looking nicely, but of course it's never nice to stuck in your development. And if you don't have the coach, of course it's a good explanation, but you know, just follow up. That's why I've started this Remote Chess Academy, just to share my experience. So check out the free courses that are on the website chess-teacher.com. They'll give you the light at the end of the tunnel. I also stuck in my chess development even more than for 2 years. I stuck it at one moment like for 4 or 5 years even. So it's unfortunately a typical situation if you stuck. Now the next question: what should we study after learning the basic principles of the game? Very good question, and it's always nice to see that you guys are studying the fundamentals, so you're started learning chess the right way. Once you've studied the fundamental opening principles of chess and you have the right system of thinking, then you can start doing what everybody else starts from the very beginning, but they're wrong because they do it like in the wrong sequence. Then you just start learning chess gradually. So you start learning openings, you start learning endgames, learning typical plans for the middle game and all that kind of chess education. Because if you have this all-around knowledge about chess, then you don't have any gaps. Whatever position you face, you will always know what to do. And that will be very nice for you. Alright guys, we'll have to wrap it up soon, so for now just let me thank you for joining the event. It was my pleasure. Even more so, let me thank you for being with the Remote Chess Academy for this long time, for sending your feedback, for sending your nice words that you're sharing with me. I really appreciate that, so thank you very much for that. Also, take a moment to think about your achievements today. Yeah, to celebrate them, to congratulate yourself for all the victories that you got. Because oftentimes we worry about the fact that we stuck in progress or we lost a certain bad game, but you know, it's always very nice to realize that you also got a lot of victories. So think about those victories that you got over these last 8 years, or even the last few years that you're playing chess. You know, I'm doing this myself. Just I also prepared one thing that to show you. Do you know what's this? It's the drinking horn. I use it to celebrate my own achievements. If I wish to celebrate them, so usually it's supposed to that you pour the wine here and then you drink it to celebrate your achievement. I usually pour it with water or some juice, but anyway, I do this to celebrate my achievements. And I very much encourage you to do that, because when you take a moment to celebrate your accomplishments, that gives you the drive for your future accomplishments and for your future successes. And if you're very much good, and if you have this drive and motivation to study chess, and hopefully our session also gave you some advice about that and how you can improve, then you have the chance to become the next world champion. And do you know how it feels? Well, you'll win the medal like this. That's the medal that Carlsen got after winning his world championship title in 2013 in Chennai. It's of course not his medal exactly, it's a copy of that with the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu on the backside. It's not pure gold, of course, at least it's yellow. Anyway, if you play chess very well and become the next world champion after Carlsen, you will get something like that. And also, maybe if you're lucky enough, maybe some $500,000 to $1 million of the prize fund. So thank you for joining the event. Hit like if you enjoyed it. I have to wrap it up because I can't take more of your time. We're already here for almost an hour, even though originally I said that it'll be for 10 minutes only, but I see so many questions coming that I just have to address them. So thank you once again for everything. Take a moment today to celebrate your achievements. I am very much thankful for all the support that you provided, for all the likes that you've said, and for all the nice words that you're sending to me. I'll save this video, we'll publish it later on. Thank you once again. Congratulations for all your great chess accomplishments, and take a moment today to celebrate it. After the end of this event, do something nice for yourself and say to yourself that you're good, that you've put a lot of efforts and you deserved it, to celebrate it, to enjoy yourself, to realize that you got those nice victories, that you're a special person, even just by the fact that you're playing chess, and the fact that you've gotten so far in your chess development already makes you special, and you have all the right to celebrate it. So thank you guys, I'll wrap it up right now, and we'll see you in the next events and in the next videos. Thank you very much.